Nothing will ever be the same. Ever. When cameras capture destruction, you can count on our team to bring it to you. A massive twister roars through Kansas, obliterating structures on a military base. A freak accident on the water catapults a drag racer into the path of his own speeding boat. It's chaos up close and destruction on demand. I'm Ron Pitts, and this is Destroyed in Seconds. Flames light up the night sky in Jaipur, India. A liquefied gas leak sets off a massive fire at a service station in this city of 2.3 million people.
Please, can you call the fire brigade?
The drama begins shortly after midnight during the transfer of thousands of gallons of gas into underground tanks. A fire is sparked when leaking gas comes in contact with a welder's torch.
Yeah, this is really terrible.
Flames inch closer and closer to a truck carrying more than 1,000 gallons of gas.
Oh my God, it's just increasing and increasing.
Suddenly, when the fire reaches the truck, a huge explosion rocks the center of town. Residents atop a nearby building watch in amazement as sparks rain down. 3 people are killed and 15 are injured, but it could have been even more tragic. Because the fire broke out in the middle of the night, there are no customers in the station when the explosion hits.
Dangerous weather situation has developed across western and central Oklahoma this afternoon. In this weather situation, tornadoes are possible.
April 26, 1991. Oklahoma, Kansas, and Iowa are hit by a series of devastating tornadoes. There it is. Before the day is over, a total of 55 twisters will touch down.
Oh yeah, look at the debris. Oh, the house just went down there.
The most destructive of all the storms is this Category F2 cyclone. Its 150-mile-per-hour winds rip through Hayesville, Kansas. Next in its path is the McConnell Air Force Base near Andover, Kansas. Only now, it's grown to an F3 tornado, with winds reaching 200 miles per hour. The 300-foot wide twister strikes the base's school and housing. The roof of one building is blown skyward. Huge pieces of debris are whipped in every direction. It barely misses billions of dollars in aircraft located at the base. But this storm is far from over. 35 miles away, the twister touches back down to Earth.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
2 local reporters film the action. As the storm draws closer, the men fear for their safety.
You gotta go, buddy. Watch faster. You got a blaze, buddy.
The reporters try to outrun the cyclone, but the storm is moving too fast.
Watch faster, Greg. It's catching us. You gotta go, buddy.
In this flat, open terrain, there are few places to hide.
Keep going, man. Keep going.
They choose a freeway overpass as a makeshift storm shelter.
We want to jump out. We want to get in front of
two young daughters also run for safety.
Get up under the girders!
They climb as far from the road as possible. The tornado is on a collision course with the overpass. It's a direct hit.
I got you. Hang on. It's okay. It's okay.
The tornado continues on its destructive path. By the time it dissipates, it travels a total of 46 miles. By day's end, 55 twisters claim 27 lives. Hundreds more are injured. Damages exceed $250 million, making this one of the region's deadliest and costliest storms in almost 40 years. Strap a jet engine onto a streetcar and prepare to go from 0 to 300 miles per hour in less than 5 seconds. It's an exhibition of dragsters at the O'Reilly Raceway in Indianapolis, Indiana. Today, racing veteran George Elliott is behind the wheel of a very unique Camaro, retrofitted with a jet engine. The engine's 6,000 pounds of thrust rockets him to 270 miles an hour. When he crosses the finish line, he suddenly goes airborne. George had just replaced his car's fiberglass body with a lighter one made of carbon fiber. When George deploys his chute, it jerks the car back, causing the nose to lift off the asphalt. The pull of the parachute is enough to send the lighter car skyward. After soaring through the air, its body shears off as it slams to the ground. George is pinned beneath the mangled chassis as it skids down the track. Emergency crews rush to the scene. Rescue workers have to turn the chassis over before they can get to George. Once they remove his helmet, they're amazed to find he's uninjured. As for his prized $100,000 jet car, it's a total loss. It's supposed to ease congestion, whisk riders quickly around town, and offer a safe and comfortable riding experience. But the 5-year-old Metro rail system that snakes through Houston, Texas, has earned an unexpected distinction. It's one of the most accident-prone light rail systems in the United States. The reason? All 7.5 miles of it run on city streets, where confused and impatient drivers can't seem to stay out of its way. In its first 2 years of operation, the system experiences a crash roughly every 12 days. The majority of the crashes are due to motorist error, including the running of red lights, drivers speeding up and attempting to make left turns in front of the trains, and a failure to look both ways. The city of Houston is considering ways to cut down on accidents. In the meantime, the Metro set a new record for the most accidents in 1 year, 62. In early 2009, the system experienced its 245th collision since opening in 2004. Dragboat racing is a high-octane combination of speed, water, and nerves. These 20-foot-long fiberglass hydros can blast down a quarter-mile track in a matter of seconds, thanks to the latest technology. But one piece of equipment this pilot isn't using is a seatbelt. As the hydro gains speed, the rudder becomes stuck. The boat begins to rock. It hits a small wake, which catapults the driver out of his seat. His head slams against the bow. He skids across the water, his protective eyewear flying. He flips multiple times before he's run over by the 20-foot craft. The boat snags on his chute, which has opened underwater. The helmet that protected him seconds before now floats several feet away. A safety crew is quickly on scene. The driver is placed on a stretcher, then lifted onto the emergency boat. His chute, still attached to his racing suit, is close behind. Despite its violent appearance, this driver walks away uninjured from the accident. A fire has broken out at a historic landmark in downtown St. Louis, Missouri. The Peabody Farms Dairy Building's interior is being stripped in preparation for sale when this 3-alarm fire erupts. 60 firefighters and 20 trucks are dispatched to battle the fire. Firefighters throw everything they have at the escalating blaze. The sound of bending steel and cracking bricks echo from the structure as it begins to break apart. Firefighters try several techniques as they attempt to extinguish the burning landmark. First, they puncture holes in the exterior walls to better attack the base of the fire. Then, ladder trucks extend their booms above the edifice and shower it with water. Sensing the increasing danger, an experienced fire chief gives the order to evacuate the building. 15 minutes later, the extreme temperature is too much for the old structure to handle. Ash and smoke cloud the scene as firefighters rush back into the chaos to look for their fallen brothers. 2 firefighters on the sidewalk near the falling debris suffer only minor injuries. It doesn't take long for the remainder of the structure to give way. When the smoke clears, it reveals that this historic landmark has been completely destroyed. Although the source of the fire has not been determined, investigators suspect sparks from workers' tools may be to blame. Denali National Park, Alaska. Mark Cood is determined to prove he's worthy of being a professional extreme dirt bike rider. His plan is to have friends videotape him making a 130-foot jump, hoping to impress sponsors with the video. Mark does a few practice runs before committing to the stunt. Once he feels confident, he decides to give it a try. Mark isn't going fast enough to make the 130-foot jump. He hits the top of the dirt landing ramp. Despite the hard hit, he shakes it off. Mark walks away from this crash and calls it a day.
I love my chest protector.
Mark tries again a week later, deciding he needs to take off from the launch ramp at a higher rate of speed. But as he soon learns, judging speed is more difficult than it might appear. In midair, Mark realizes he'll overshoot the landing ramp and bails out. Both he and his bike slam onto the rocky ground.
My right leg is broken.
After his friends outfit him with a makeshift splint, Mark is placed in an ambulance and eventually airlifted out of the park to a hospital.
Bye, Mark.
He has a broken femur and is off his feet for the next 2.5 months. Mark makes a full recovery, but his dreams of becoming a professional dirt biker are over. January 1993. It's the worst flood to hit central Arizona in a decade. 7 inches of rain in just 3 days sends rivers rising. Crews cut out water passages in an attempt to save bridges from being washed away. But on the Salt River, one bridge under construction is feeling the stress. The current is flowing so fast that the span and its support structures can't withstand the torrent. Moments later, the opposite lane of the roadway succumbs. But the raging waters aren't done yet. A completed section of the roadway tumbles into the swollen Salt River, taking with it tons of decking waiting to be installed. The torrent quickly carries the debris downstream. The collapse happens 1 year into the construction of this $6.5 million project. The flood damage sets the project back 10 months. And an additional $1.8 million are needed to complete the bridge. I'm Ron Pitts, and thanks for watching Destroyed in Seconds.